Show me love, make a change. Time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me light, show me love. Show me light, show me love. Make a change. Time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me light, show me love. This is all we got. Show me light, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got.
I don't know again if it started or not. I'm not sure what's happening lately with this vibe, but let me make sure that we are. Last time we had a problem with our live on YouTube. YouTube didn't go on. So I want to make sure if you guys see me on YouTube, let me know. If you can see me on YouTube, please let me know. I'm going to adjust the live stream and restart it. But good morning, my beautiful people. Here we are again. Inspirational Beauty with Lulu-Lee. I'm hoping everybody can see me. I'm hoping everything is going right. Last week we had some issues. If, like I said, let me know in the live chat if you can see me on YouTube. If you can see me on Facebook, please let me know so I can do a new stream for us. But yes, we are on a show that honors the subject of independence in honor of Independence Day. Okay, I just got a text message letting me know you guys can see me. Oh, hi. Thank you so much. You guys are letting me know that you're here. Thank you. I love it. For a little bit or a lot bit, it's always good. You are on YouTube. Perfect. Because just so you know, the song got cut for me in the middle. I don't know why it's doing that lately. I'm going to have to figure that out. But that's what kind of throws me off every time, where I'm not sure that you see me or not. And if you see me and I'm starting like from the middle of a sentence. But it's all good. We're here. So let's start. Like I started saying, in honor of Independence Day this weekend here in America. This show is going to talk about claiming our independence from two very big things. On the inner beauty vibe, self-sabotage. On the outer beauty vibe, it's beauty expectations. So I love this subject because I feel like all of us, all of us can relate to it. All of us can know somebody who's going through it. I was talking about in the promotional video for this episode that self-sabotage is probably something that 100% of the population is doing, yet 80% of them are not even aware of the fact that they're doing it. So there are so many different ways and methods to self-sabotage that we don't even realize we're self-sabotaging ourselves. So if this subject is something that is close to heart for you, if it's something that you feel like you know somebody that can benefit from it, please share this live right now. Click the share button, let them know. Click hit those hearts so we'll pick up the algorithm and be able to show this live for more people. So what really is self-sabotaging? It's a way, behavior, or an act of really interfering in our own way of achieving our goals, in our own relationships, in our own health, well-being, anything and everything that stops us from complete well-being. It can look like impatience, being impatient. I know I'm guilty of that. It can look like procrastination. Guilty of that too. It can look like anything from emotional eating to, of course, our good old friend, negative self talk. And even in beauty, we have self-sabotage ways. So I have an amazing guest today, and I'm going to bring her up in a little bit. I'm going to start by talking about, the outer beauty first today, and then I'll bring my beautiful guest to talk about it from inner beauty. It's so good to be. Oh, thank you so much, Beacons of Change. She's gonna be my guest next week, so get ready. This is my beautiful Michal. She is my personal Reiki master. She's an incredible woman empowerment. As you can see, Beacons of Change is the name of her brand and business, and she's incredible with everything that has to do with empowerment. You want to be here next week for that. But let's talk about some self-sabotaging in beauty, right? So uh, here's our segment, Beauty Alchemist. What's happening? See? This is I can only laugh at all these little, technical issues because what else can I do? Cry? No, I'm not self-sabotaging myself. I'm doing my best over here. We're going to have a beauty giveaway too by the end of the show, so stay tuned. And if you're in the live chat, please write at least one comment or as many comments as possible, or in each of your comment, hashtag the word beauty so you can be part of this giveaway. It's a beautiful giveaway by a beautiful beauty brand. We'll get more into that later. So, how does self sabotage look like in the beauty industry? We want to break away and find our independence from beauty expectations and beauty ideals. And it's something that is very big, unfortunately, right now and in general. I think more than ever in the last probably decade in social media. You can see the difference and you can see the change of what it does and how it creates a change in our ways. Um, Please write me. I can't see. I know you guys texting me stuff on the phone too, but I can't really see it. So if you can't be on the live chat for whatever reason, just let me know. I'll look into that in a minute. Um, but in the beauty industry, really, what I feel like the biggest thing that kind of create beauty expectation is trends. And God help me, if there is a pair of words that I hate, is being on trend. And I don't like using the word hate because it's very powerful, but I hate being on trend because I feel like it's something that was invented to kind of either push you to buy products that you don't even like, that don't even work for you, or to make you feel less than if you don't use this trend. If you're not on trend, you're not cool enough, you don't matter, you're not worthy, you're not pretty enough because you're not doing what the cool people are doing, right? So trend is a very harsh way, in my opinion, to help create self-sabotage in our mind and create more expectations because I see what other people is doing and I feel like I need to do that too, right? And it might not even compliment me. Like there's a trend right now that the blush is like all the way up here. I don't know why, but okay. Like, and it's cool. There's nothing wrong with trends if people like to do them, but if you do them because you think you have to, that's to me where the problem starts. That's where self-sabotaging starts, right? So this that trend might even not even look good on you. Worse, it might even actually not even fit your features and make you look worse. Yet you'll still feel compelled to wear and do that trend. So this is my little tip for you today in this Beauty Alchemist segment. I want to give you a sentence. I want to give you a mantra. I'm going to share a quote with you too that I love before I'm going to give you that mantra, which is um, beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself by Coco Chanel. And I think that's really what it's all about because The next time you'll go to a store and somebody will try to, shove you products that you don't even need, or the next time you see a video and, an influencer will tell you that if you don't do this trend, you're not cool, you're not hip, you don't know what's going on. You just have to memorize this mantra that will remind you who you are, because true beauty is authenticity. And true beauty is truth. And when you are true to yourself and when you are authentic and when you believe in who you are, nobody can tell you what you need to do or not do, or how to look like or how not to look like, right? Because you're focused on your truth and on your authenticity. I mean, there's what, 8 billion people in the world now, and there is no one else like you. Why would you want to be like anybody else, right? Why would you gonna try to be like anyone else but you? Do you. Do whatever works for you. I always say, when I work with women, and trust me, I see these things daily. That's why it was important for me to talk about independence from beauty expectations, because first I work with teens, which are, their bedrooms are packed with the amount of skincare that will not shy away from being, a store. Like their moms is always like, I feel like I have a Sephora at home. Like, I know, I feel you. Trust me. I work with a lot of people like that. And it's marketing too. That's the worst beast of them all, trying to tell you what you need and what you don't need. And we fall into that because it's literally part of self-sabotaging ourselves in our own mind. And if you have experience like that too, if you go to beauty stores or if you feel pressured to wear something specific or do something on trend, please share in the comments. I would love to hear from you. In general, let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're from, what's the name, where you're from. I love those vibes, and I appreciate everybody who's been writing me already. So when you go to a beauty store, and like I said, I've seen it with teens too all the time, they have millions of products that they don't even need because they think, what they tell them on TikTok is what they need to do. So you'll see a 12-year-old with vitamin C or eye cream, and it's like, but why? Why do we need why do we need hyaluronic acid? Your skin is already producing it naturally. Like us at our 40s, yeah, we can use some help. But again, it's the marketing. So the self-sabotage starts from that age because they believe they're not good enough. They believe they need to do something that is out there telling them who they need to be, how they need to look like, what kind of skincare they need. With women too, we're all, we're not shielded from peer pressure. We're not shielded from expectations from the outside, and all those, again, marketing or stores that tell you what you need to get, or what or what you need to have. And I have women who constantly tell me, like, I don't want to wear eyeliner. I don't like how eyeliner looks on me. But everybody always tells me that, eyeliner, complements my eye, or it makes my eye look bigger. I don't care what eyeliner does to your eye. As a makeup artist, yeah, if you ask me for advice, what will make my eye look bigger, I'll tell you. You can wear eyeliner on the top lid and it will open your eye, or eyeliner on the bottom, not on inside. Inside will make your eye smaller, but eyeliner on the bottom under the lash line will make your eye look bigger. If you don't like yourself with eyeliner, don't wear eyeliner. I don't care what it does to your eye, because at the end of the day, if you look in the mirror and you don't feel confident, or you don't look how you don't like how you look, the makeup just beat the purpose of what it's supposed to do, because it's supposed to make you feel a little bit more glam, a little bit more wow, a little bit, more beautified when you look at yourself in the mirror. And if you're doing something because somebody tells you you need to, or somebody's expecting you to do something that you're supposed to, because that's the rule of makeup, there are no rules in makeup. The only rule of makeup is for makeup to make you feel good. I don't care what makeup artist that ever told you, listen, you don't put a bold lip with a bold eye, or you can't do this. No, you can do whatever you want. I don't care if you want to put a blue eyeshadow because that was your thing in the 80s and you're still rocking it. Do it. If it makes you feel good, that's the only rule. So don't allow people's expectations. Don't allow the beast of marketing on social media and on the internet to force you into doing something that you don't believe in. So this is my mantra for you, and this is like something I want you to, to take with yourself. Let me see, I have a comment before I share this mantra. They make you see only your skin imperfections to sell you more and more products. I hate it. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Everybody's going to tell you why you need it because of what's wrong with you. They'll never tell you why you need it because it can just enhance something that is beautiful about you. And that's the beauty of, if you remember when I was talking about mindful beauty. And I'm talking about makeup because, it's part of my inspirational beauty vibe right now in this conversation, but it can be for anything. Men, if you get dressed a certain way, you like a certain, outfit, you wear your hair a certain way, there are beauty expectations for everybody. And it's a beast out there that keeps telling you what you should or shouldn't do. So allow me to tell you this, and this should be something that you keep in mind all the time, and it will remind you who you are and what you need to do, and allow those people, to shut them up. And this is my one truth that I am recommending to you today. Become independent of other people's opinion. I'm telling you, take that sentence with you, remind yourself of it, lock it in, become independent of other people's opinion. And it's with everything in life, but right now in beauty, when I speak about beauty expectation, you walk in the street, you see a commercial for whatever it may be, let it go. Remind yourself that they don't control you. They don't know what's good for you. Only you know what's good for you. Your authenticity and your truth is what should lead you in your journey of beauty and in general. I'm going to bring my guest up here in a minute. She's part of our segment for our Mind Booster segment. But I want to show you guys, if you can see that glow that's on me all the time when I'm on the show, that's part of my giveaway. Where is it? I have an image that you guys can see. So Sarat Beauty is a beautiful, beautiful Japanese line. I'll talk a little bit about it more right before I'll do the giveaway, but we're giving away a blush from them, their liquid highlighter, their lipstick. It's incredible. So stay tuned for that. We're going to do that after I bring my guest. We're going to talk about self-sabotage with the queen of self-sabotage. Here is a quote that a couple of quotes that I took that I like. All of our actions can signify self love or self sabotage. Can't think of something better to explain self sabotage. I swear, if you remember last week, I was talking about how everything begins and ends with self love. So if it's not self love, it's self sabotage. And here is another quote for you guys that I really liked. I am the greatest obstacle to my greatest dreams. That's it. That's what self sabotage does to us. It stops us from achieving our dreams and it interferes with everything we're trying to do. So, this segment where I'm literally so proud of myself for remembering to introduce the segment, Wave of Wellness. And this part, brain boosters. So I'm going to bring Kris. Let me tell you a little bit about this woman. I'm obsessed with her. I have to read it because she's done so much. Let me see if I can read it without my glasses. Okay, first of all, what I love about her more than anything is that she integrates intuition, science, and strategy all together, which is like the perfect combo as far as I'm concerned, because I need all of them, and she kind of breaks it down in a way that is very easy to understand. Let me see. I got more comments here saying hi, Hila from Israel. Hi, thank you, Leonor. That is so true. I do that once in a while. Still working on it. Keep working on it, Leonor. That's the only way we can achieve it, and by actually doing it. Do the work every day in and out. Oh my God, those sentences are awesome. Thank you so much. I work hard to bring you guys good quotes that will inspire inspire you. Let me see. Hey, sis, saw you right here. Thank you so much. So let me tell you about Kris real quick before I bring her on the stage. Uh, an international opera singer, which is always, when I met her first, I was like, wait, what? She's turned self-mastery coach and consultant. She's an author and a presenter, and her light-hearted and highly intuitive approach helps high performers minimize anxiety and maximize success. Her signature method is called conscious reality method. She work on self-sabotage, which we're gonna focus on today, is backed by the evidence based research of positive intelligence. She holds many different certifications: business coach, money mindset coaching, social emotional arts from the UCLA integrative medicine. I mean, I can keep going on and on. I think what's best will be is to bring her on this stage. Hi. Oh my God, it's my niece. Hey, baby. Thank you for being here. So happy to see you. All right. So without further ado, let me bring on this stage Kris Driskill. Hello, beautiful.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's such a joy and an honor to be here, Lulu-Lee.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. Wait, I'll take that quote from behind us. I'm so happy you're here. You're such a joy. You're so brilliant with everything that you do and the way that you do. It really is such a perfect way, I think, to describe you, that you integrate your intuitive ways with science and strategy, but you do it really with such a lighthearted way. And you're so funny and you're just fun to be around. And I think a heavy subject like self-sabotaging needs that vibe that you bring into the subject and make it a little bit lighter. So I know you work with people about self-sabotage, right? But I'm sure you found it in your life and that kind of led you into what you're doing. So why don't you tell us and tell the audience a little bit about your personal journey, and we'll take the conversation from there.
Sure, absolutely. You already said it, at the beginning as well, that, self-sabotage is something that's part of all of our lives. Um, but a lot of times we don't even recognize that it's there. And it's because it's something that got started with us back in childhood.
Mm,
Um, all of the things we do to sabotage ourselves, we created these different ways of coping, uh dealing with things in the world, dealing with things that for us as children felt like survival needs.
mm,
And so it shows up in many different ways, and it came from our strengths. So in my particular case, for example, I had a very beautiful childhood. It was very warm and supportive. However, anytime that I would do something that was uh, from my talent, or that I was making good grades, or I was doing something from that place of success, I got a lot of attention. So teachers would give me a lot of attentions, parents, other adults. Oh, you're doing so well. Oh, you're doing so wonderful. So my little child brain, there's nothing wrong with what they did, but my little child brain interpreted that as, oh, wow, if I do something really well, if I do something from my talent and I get affection, love, attention, approval, then doing more of that must mean more attention, love, affection, approval. And as a little child trying to survive in the world, we start to develop these habits and these beliefs and these ways of being that, while they start out as strategic moves as children, and we don't even realize we're doing that, over time, we start to get real serious about it. And we start to feel that, hey, if I don't do this, I'm not going to survive. If I don't do this, then I'm not going to receive that love. I'm not going to receive that affection. I'm not going to receive that approval. And so it starts to create negative response factors within us: anxiety, fear, frustration, agitation, irritation, jealousy, comparison thinking.
right.
All of these things come from that original source
Wow.
of trying to just survive in the world.
Yes. And get
So
more attention.
exactly. And like I said, attention, it's not really about the attention, right? If we think about it, beauty is not about attention. Success is not about attention. We're kind of taught it is, but what it's really about is what comes with that attention, which is the feeling that we're okay,
Yeah, right.
the feeling that we are going to survive, the feeling that, as long as people accept us,
Right.
that we're safe. So
Right.
it's actually safety that's
Mm.
underneath attention, not
Mm.
not any form of selfishness or being about yourself or conceit or anything like that. It's really about anytime I see that someone trying to get attention. And I'm sure we see this in the beauty industry a lot. We see this a lot
Absolutely.
on social media, right? The desire to do anything to get attention,
And we
and
see it on
it's
the negative end too, unfortunately, how many
absolutely.
influencers, end their lives because they couldn't handle and they say it too in their notes. I've just seen 3 of those in the last 2 months that they leave in a note that they couldn't handle the comment section or things like that. And it's like they just didn't felt like they were good enough anymore, or they weren't getting what they thought they would in the beginning, which was the attention, which actually, like you said, underlined with that is feeling like we're okay, feeling like we're worthy, and feeling safe. So,
Yeah, and so and the whole reason that a lot of people went into that world in the first place was because they were seeking that from outside of them.
mm,
I'm seeking that love from outside of me, and I haven't found it within me yet.
yeah,
So, we start creating these patterns. So for me, it was always going toward achievement and perfectionism. So
yeah.
those were my two big things that
Sabotage.
started creating sabotage for me. Now, when I moved from singing over to doing coaching and starting my practice this way, that kind of came with me because it was a big part of the industry. It was all about perfectionism. It was
Mm,
all about, you need to be right, you need to be perfect in this business. Opera, especially classical singing, is about being perfect. And that's a
yes,
lot of how it's taught. And it's a lot of how beauty is portrayed as well. That you
yeah,
need to do things that make you look perfect in order
perfect.
to
Yes,
be
the
accepted.
perfect skin, the perfect
Perfect skin,
everything.
perfect
Yes,
makeup, perfect clothes, perfect hair, perfect whatever. When of course,
right.
let's spoiler alert, we all know that that's a
No
subjective
such thing.
term. There is no such thing, right? Perfection for me is not the same as perfection for you. And we all know this because if you put a picture of somebody on a screen and say, "Is this person perfect to you?" One person will say yes, the next person will say no. Right.
And
So,
it's funny, I always say that perfection is the lowest level of, trying to achieve something, because if we know it's not attainable, then we're really lowering ourselves to the lowest level of, of achievement, really. So if you're trying to be perfect, you just set yourself up for failure from the gate. So we have to change that mindset of perfection, because being perfect doesn't exist.
yeah, there's this wonderful quote from Harriet Breaker that goes something like, excellence, striving for excellence motivates you. Striving for perfection demoralizes you.
Mm,
Um, and
powerful.
it's a wonderful reminder that, trying to be perfect is something that we do. Like I said, we got to go underneath the surface of that. It's really
Yeah,
about trying to find that place of love and approval and acceptance, which comes from that desire of safety, of
yeah,
wanting to make sure that we survive.
yeah,
So when I brought that with me, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna build my practice, I'm gonna build my business, I'm gonna do all this stuff, and I did, but it came with so much self-induced pressure. And
mm,
it started making me anxious. It started making me agitated. It started getting to the point where I was trying so hard to do things right and well, that things like spending time with my husband and my dog were agitating because it was holding me back from other stuff I could be doing. And if you had asked me, like, are you self-sabotaging? I would be like, I was part of the 80%, Lulu-Lee. I was like, no, not me. Look at me. I built a business. Look at me. I took all these risks. I'm full of courage. I'm not self-sabotaging. Like, I didn't see it either. And this is what happens with a lot of high performers and people who are, building their own businesses and taking the courage to do things for yourself. Those are all such wonderful things. But
Yes.
when it comes with any form of negativity, you're self-sabotaging. So the way that you can think about it is, self-sabotage can be described really as anytime you are experiencing a negative emotion for more than a second.
Wow. So basically 99% of the time we're self-sabotaging.
If you are staying in negative emotion, which interestingly enough comes from these conditioned responses that we have. When something happens, when X happens, we think our brain has been trained and conditioned to believe, oh, that's bad. We're going to label that bad. Therefore, I should be sad, upset, frustrated, agitated, angry, whatever it is. We've been that's how stuff operates around us, and we learn that as little children. Oh, everybody's mad about this, so that must mean that when something like this happens, it's bad. That means something like this, I should feel mad. But that's not true. That's not how our brains actually work. It's just what we've been conditioned and what we have built up in our brains as a default response.
Yes. And I don't know if you got to watch last week's show, but I tried to give the simplest examples when it comes to things, just to kind of make it make sense to everybody. And bad and good, I gave the example of chocolate. One person can be allergic to chocolate and it's bad for them, and the other person can love chocolate and it be good to them, but really chocolate is just chocolate. There's no good, there's no bad. It's our perspective, our condition, and the way we see it is what makes it what we think it needs to be. So and I love the example that you said about when you try to build your business, like even spending time with your husband and your dog was agitating because it's holding you back. I can relate to that from my personal life, when I, in the midst of like doing something or creating something or working on something new, like when my kids are on me, I'm like, yo, I'm working right now. You got to take a step back. And it's like, and then I think about it and I feel bad about it. And I try to not guilt trip myself, because I'm trying to find a balance between doing the entrepreneur thing and knowing that I'm doing everything for them, yet I'm not even here for them. And I get aggravated when they look for my attention. So it took me a minute to try to find that balance and give them the time and the patience that they deserve, while still trying to do that. And it's that run that we constantly in, that we're again conditioned to believe that we need to do, always being chasing of something instead of just allowing things to happen. We constantly run after them. So I love what you said. Halo Herbal Cosmetics, which is been on the show too, and is my sister. She says, "Kris, you are wonderful." Thank you. Yes, she is. So I know there are different saboteurs, as we call them, and it took me like a month to try to figure out how to say that. So give me like a few examples of the main ones that you feel like really control us on our day to day, because you touched on so many emotions that carry with us. And really, I think we can all relate to anxiety, to stress, to fear, to annoyingness, impatience, like I said, and things of that. Procrastination is a big one. So if you have some that you feel like are the more prominent, that constantly are with us, would love for you to give those and examples, and also how to recognize them, and of course how to eliminate them.
Sure. Well, we want to think about it like this. We don't have to think about eliminating them, because they are part of us.
Okay.
They came from us. They came from our child self. They actually are there to protect us. Like, they really want us to keep us safe. They're just doing it in a really destructive way. Right? It's kind of like the parent who, means well, wants to help their child, but is really actually doing things in a destructive way. Like, either enabling them or not allowing them to do things on their own or have any independence. So it comes from a place of meaning well, but it's not being done in a way that's coming from a place of love. It's coming from a place of fear. So the research that went through the organization Positive Intelligence used something called factor analysis, which is basically breaking things down into the absolute smallest factors that you can to understand something. Like the one we always use as an example is colors, right? There's so many colors, thousands of colors that we use, but they all come from yellow, blue, and red. Right. So this is the same thing with saboteurs. No matter what kind of a negative response factor you're experiencing, it's going to come from one of 10 self-sabotage saboteurs. That's it. There's only 10.
Wow,
And
okay.
as far as which ones are most prominent, that depends on the person. So it's going to show up in each of us differently based on what we pulled as our strengths as children. But there's not thousands of choices. There's only 10 choices. And the number one culprit is what we call the judge. We all have the judge. The judge is at the top of every single person's list. The judge is the one who's going to tell you something is, quote unquote, wrong, okay, leading to a negative response factor either with you, someone else, or some type of circumstance. So that's when we get this opinion stuff going on. This when we start getting any sort of negative response. That's your judge showing up. Okay. And I brought some show and tell. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, absolutely. I love it.
I brought you a picture of my judge. Her name is Marty.
Not Karen.
Her name is Marty because each of my saboteurs I made into characters and they have acronyms for their names. So Marty, this is Marty. Okay. And her name stands for makes awful remarks to you because that's what she does. She's my judge. And look at that face. She's so cold.
I love it though.
Oh, look at it. And she's all black and white. She even loves her name. She has her own name tag. She just loves her. I can't go backward in the camera there. So, there you go.
No,
all right. So everything is black and white with Marty. So you're either good or bad, right or wrong, And so Marty's trying to always keep score, always trying to figure out like, okay, is this good or is this bad? Okay. If it's bad, I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up. Okay. And everyone's judge shows up differently, right? So some people's judge is very cruel, very angry toward them, tells them they're an idiot, tells them, oh, you're stupid, says really negative remarks to them. Other people's judges can be really subtle, really sneaky. And Marty is kind of like that for me. Marty, you can see this kind, she always has this kind of like little kind of judgy look on her face, like, oh, you did it like that. And kind of makes it's very believable. And she goes, oh, and then walks away, like just leaves you with that. And you think, oh my gosh, is that true? Am I screwing this up? And so then we bring in some sort of other, what we call accomplice saboteur to try to deal with that problem. Now, accomplice saboteurs can range anywhere from hypervigilant. That's the example I just gave. Right, from Marty coming and saying, "Oh, did you do that? Hypervigilant? Did I do it wrong? Am I gonna? Is it gonna screw me up? Is no one gonna like this? Okay, so we have stuff like hypervigilant, hyper rational. Always rationalizing things, and these are the people you see that are always they're great. Like it's a perfect place to find saboteurs in social media comments. It's a great place to look because they will say things like, well, your hair was off. You're doing a video about hair, but your hair was off on the one side. Like,
right.
So that's like, first of all, that's so judgy, right? Number two, it's very hyper rational. Like, this is what's wrong with this. And so they're constantly looking for the rationalization of things. Hyperachiever for anyone who is really on that kind of like quest for success and wanting to do stuff. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a creator, if you are a service provider, if you are, a business owner, this tends to be at the top somewhere, right? This it's never enough. Yeah, me too. Hi, I'm Kris, hyperachiever, right? So it's like it's never, no matter what you do, it's never enough. So you try to have this conversation with them, like, well, I crossed a bunch of stuff off my to-do list. And you're like, yeah, but you didn't finish it. And so like that feeling of, like I said, for some people that will manifest as shame. For other people, it will manifest as frustration and agitation. So it can show up in different ways. And there's lots of other ones. The controller, like needing everything to be a certain way or you don't feel okay, right? The stickler, everything needs to be perfect. Like, so I tried to make a reel today, but I didn't post it because I tried 8 times and they all looked crappy. Like that is, instead of just saying, hey, this is me, this is my authentic truth, this is who I am, this is what my face looks like, and I'm going to share that with you.
Yes.
Because what I want to share with you is not perfection. I
Right.
want to share truth with you. I want to
Right.
share authenticity. I want to share ideas.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. Like, and I always ask people to think about, like, what do you want on your epitaph? It's morbid, but it works, right? Here lies Kris. She was really perfect. Like, no one cares.
Right.
Like, no
Yeah.
one's like, oh my gosh, that's great. Wow, what a person. No one is looking for that in us, and yet we feel like they are,
Yes.
because we've been kind of taught, like, hey, you're not going to be accepted, you're not going to be loved if you're not perfect. So
Yeah.
if any of us attach to that idea, especially, like I said, as children, if you did things really well and you got a lot of praise for it, then you probably started developing that feeling that, oh, the more perfect I am, the more I will be
Yeah.
approved of, loved, accepted, safe. So
Yes.
it was a survival thing, right? The victim is one, restless, constantly shiny object syndrome, right? Always starting, but rarely completing. The pleaser. This is huge.
Yes.
Pleaser shows up for a lot of people in trying to make sure everybody else feels good,
Yeah.
and typically at the sacrifice of themselves.
Yes.
So I come last. As long as you're okay, I'm okay. But that's not true, is it? Like, you can't fill from an empty well. So pleaser ends up a lot of times feeling exhausted, feeling resentful when other people aren't filling their well. Like, so there's
Yep.
an expectation. I'm giving and giving, giving. Where is it?
Yep.
Where is it? Right. And when we don't get it, then it creates resentment.
Yes.
And then another one that shows up, the last of these is the avoider. And this shows up a lot too. And smart
Mm.
people are very clever. Smart people use avoider by, coming up with other things that they need to do.
Mm.
So busyness, a lot of times, is actually avoider. And they're
Mm.
able to point to it and say, but look at all these things I'm doing. I did so many things today. But did you do the important thing?
Right.
Did you do that thing that
Right.
was
If
going to
you're
allow?
true
Did
with
you did
yourself,
you
did
did you
you
write
do
that
right?
email? Did you reach out to that person? Did you put yourself out in space? Did you have that conversation that was challenging? Right?
Right.
Did you do those things that are going to move you toward that next step for whatever that is for you?
Yes.
Or did you do a bunch of other stuff?
Yes.
Right? And then
That's
say, well, I couldn't have done that today. I was very busy.
I'm really busy.
I
Yes.
was too
And
busy.
and first of all, I love everything you're saying, it's like I don't know if it's saddens me or makes me happy that I can recognize all of them in myself and be like, all right, well, at least I'm dealing with that and dealing with that. I can see that. I'm aware of that. And people in the chat, please feel free to share. I know you can relate. I know you can relate. But it's funny because from what I teach, the philosophy of law of attraction, really it's our self-sabotage and saboteurs that create a reality that keeps affirming what we believe in. Because if I'm constantly in that judgy place, I'll constantly have things to judge and I will constantly see those. And the same thing with, being a pleaser. And I constantly will create an environment that will make me feel like I need to, people are needing of me or people are asking things or they're telling me in one way or another that if I don't do that for them, they're not really going to get that love. So it makes me feel better if I do for them. So we're constantly feeding our self-sabotage.
You're absolutely right. And there's a good reason for that.
Mhm.
And the reason is that because we created these things for ourselves from a place of survival, we have been creating those neural pathways and strengthening them, some of us for decades, right? So what ends up happening is, they now are in there and they do not want to be weakened.
Mhm.
Okay, so every time you do something that brings that kind of energy towards you, they go, see, you need me.
Mm.
See, see, I'm the one who's going to help you with that. I'm the one. See, and so they are kind of bringing you scenarios to confirm
Right.
what that self-sabotage is putting into practice for us. So we need to start getting over to the other parts of our brain. And this is the science part of it that I really love, right? Is that you cannot experience fear-based energy and love-based energy at the same
Same
time. You
time.
cannot. They
Absolutely.
come from different regions of the brain. And here's the other thing, smart people, you cannot teleport in your brain, okay? So this is, everyone I work with is very, very smart and very, very talented. And so what ends up happening is that they learn a concept. Y'all tell me if you resonate with this. You learn a concept and then you think you're just going to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, self-sabotage. Okay, I know what that is. I see what that is. And oh, you need to be in these other parts of the brain where this positive stuff, this love-based stuff comes. Okay, great. I'll do that next time. Except that you won't, because when you're over in those negative parts of the brain, you have to self-command your mind to move out of those via neural pathways into other parts of the brain. You can't just jump over to the positive parts. So smart people, learn this, please. You cannot intellectualize this.
Yes.
And it's the same thing with law of attraction. You cannot intellectualize law of attraction. You cannot say, I'm going to think about all the things I really want and they should come to me. It doesn't work that way. You have to embody the energetic feeling. You have to create the emotion that goes with what you want. Because what you want is, I always explain it like this, what you want is not what you want. Think about that. People say, like, I want, like, you've mentioned this for yourself. It's the same for me. Like, what I want is a certain number in my bank account. Right. What I want is a certain number in my bank account. What I want is a certain living situation. What I want. Okay. Yeah, but actually it's not.
Yes.
What you want is the feeling that comes with that.
Exactly.
So no one's like, I want a bunch of pieces of paper and coins, in an institution. Like, you don't care about the actual money. What you care about is feeling free, feeling secure, feeling confident, feeling proud of yourself because you did that, whatever it is. That's what you're looking for.
Yes, I'm gonna stop you for a second because I have some comments I want to read, and we only have a few minutes too. So I want to give you the opportunity to close with something to give the audience. Beacons of Change. Michal said, "I love the visuals." I'm gonna just give you
There's
a little.
10 of them.
Yes, exactly. And I'm gonna give you guys. Can I tell them the little secret of what's coming up for you too?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
So just so you guys know, Kris is going to start a podcast soon, and it's going to be visually so amazing and so intriguing because she's going to dress up as all of those saboteurs and going to bring the conversation to a whole nother level. So you should look forward to that. Halo said, you explain it so well, and you're also so funny. That's exactly how it is in real life. Yes, indeed. Let me see what else she says. I can definitely see all of them in me as well. Yep. Trust me, I know. Tal says, I love your approach of naming them and giving them characteristics. Yes, that's what she does. I told you guys she's incredible. It makes it easier to relate to them, notice them, and hopefully avoiding getting stuck with them. It's like the guests. Yes. And she also says in mindfulness practice, the guests are there and we need to practice noticing them, not getting into the stories and focus on us and our breath. Yes, exactly. Don't focus on the stories. I also love what you said about the colors. We have many, but all of them are coming from the basic three. Thank you, guys, so much for all your comments. Yael says, frustration and agitation for me. Yes, I knew you were going to relate to that one, girl. Okay, so we only have a couple of minutes left. I love you. I knew this is going to be incredible and interesting because the way you deliver it is incredible and interesting. So give us a couple of ways of, you said we don't want to avoid them because they're part of us, but we don't want to live with them or let them become our story. So what can we do to kind of live in peace with them and try to overwrite that rewiring to the positive side rather than the negative side?
Yeah, two things I want to share with you here real quick. Number one, we talked about that concept of anytime you're experiencing a negative emotion for more than a second,
Right.
we're in self-sabotage, right? So I want you to think about that. We relate this in this work like to putting your hand on a hot stove. So when you put your hand on a hot stove, you immediately feel that and go, wow, something's wrong here. And you take your hand off. You do not put your hand on there and go, wow, this is really painful. Oh, it's so upsetting how painful this is. I can't believe someone left this stove on like that. Why would they do that? Who put this here? Meanwhile, your hand is burning off. You would not do that. So
Correct.
when you feel a negative emotion, stop.
Yeah. Right.
Just stop and recognize what's going on for you right now. That's a saboteur. That's a saboteur showing up. So we call that catching the saboteur. We want to catch them. And then you want to celebrate when you catch them. And if that seems silly or stupid, okay, that's only your judge telling you it's silly and stupid because they don't want you to get rid of them, right? But that's one of the fastest ways to get over to those positive regions in the brain is to celebrate. I caught you. I caught you. Do it, like get it into your body, make fun, for 10 seconds so that you feel that kind of thing in your body because it will shift your brain. Remember, you cannot be coming from that place of your brain and that place of fear-based energy at the same time. The second thing I want to share with you is to remember it's so important not to judge your judge, not to be frustrated, angry, agitated, annoyed, or ashamed of your saboteurs, because then you're just feeding them with more self-sabotage. You're like, oh, you feel bad? Here, have some soup. Like, give them more. Like, no, we don't want to make them stronger. So instead of saying, oh, I wish I get rid of them. Oh, I hate that part of myself. Oh, I wish that I wasn't like that.
Try to control them.
Trying to get, like, y'all need to shut up. Like, don't give them a hard time. They're your child voices.
Yes.
Right? So what they really need more than anything else is love. And we want to do that in a way to where we are setting boundaries around them and listening and understanding, but also not letting them run the show. And I liken it to children because that's where they came from. You would not let children have markers, okay, and run around your house and draw all over your walls and furniture and be like, you guys, wow, like that's really, I really wish you would stop that. You'd be like, hey, come here. Well, on the sabotage side, you would scream at them, right? And so there's a happy medium here where we say, hey, stop, come here. Yeah. Everybody sit down right here. Let's have a little talk right now about what we do with markers and what we don't do with markers. Right. And so we do it from a place of love, but we do it with much needed clarity for them. Yes. So they understand, hey, I love you. This is part of myself. I love you. I love my entire self, faults and all, flaws and all. I love my entire entity. But let me tell you something right now. We are not going to stay in a state of negativity. Okay. Yes. We are not going to go down that path because that is a choice. Staying in that state is a choice. And I choose love. I choose joy. I choose to see things from a different perspective than that.
Yes. Love it. Listen, Michael said it for all of us. Preach, girl, preach. I love you so much. You're incredible. Thank you for all of this. I can't wait for your podcast to come out. I'm sure I'll bring you again. I say it to every guest, but you guys are really so incredible. And so you have so much knowledge. And I enjoy so much the conversation. I always laugh that I bring on my show the people I need because I need to hear all of this. So I love and appreciate you for being here. And truly, I want to everybody, okay, you guys need to get this free gift from Kris that she's offering you, a success accelerator session. So if you're going to scan this QR code right now, it'll take you to where you can book a session with her. It's a free gift. You can talk to her, maybe start coaching with her. You can never know, recognize those self-saboteurs better. But she's incredible. I kept showing you guys her website and her Facebook. So I'm sure you caught that while she was talking. Stay in touch with her. You can find her on my pages too, because while I was promoting the show, I kept mentioning her and sharing her pages and promotion too. Thank you, my dear, beautiful minded and gorgeous soul friend. I appreciate you for being here and all this information that you gave us. I'm sure once I'll take you off, everybody on the live chat is going to say thank you. So I'm thanking you for them. And I'm looking forward to your podcast and to having another conversation with you. Thank you for helping us claim our independence from self-sabotage.
Yes, anytime, you are amazing and so incredible. And so, anytime you wanna continue the discussion, I'm up for it. And thank you all for being here. Thank you for your presence, and thank you for connecting me in this way. It's an absolute joy and honor to be here.
Thank you, my love. I appreciate you so much. And enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye. That was incredible. I told you guys she's going to be amazing and engaging and funny. She is so brilliant in what she does. Real quick, reminding you, if you're on the live chat, quickly put a hashtag says beauty, because we're going to move into our giveaway. I'm looking for the image of the giveaway. So I want you to, this is a QR code for the company that I am giving away. And if you go to that and you want to purchase anything from them, this is a link to their website and a store locator on their website. So you can literally find everything you need there. One of my sponsors, it's a beautiful, it's clean, it's high level, high technology ingredients, and like I said, a high technology of the way they create their products and their ingredients. So it's all made in Japan, but with a New York style. A lot of things are clean. Everything is hypoallergenic. You're gonna get Tal, you need to put the hashtag before it, not just the word. It won't read it with just the word. It will read it only with the hashtag. So I'm going to give you another second to do that. But you're going to receive this. This one is what I was showing you on the image. I don't know if you can see it, but that glow is everything. You can see it right here. You can see it on me. It's you're not going to get this one. Don't worry. You're getting a new one. The liquid highlighter. You're going to get a beautiful blush from them that I have too. You can see here my palette is all Sarat Beauty, and their lip slick, which is macadamia nut oil based. I love, love, love their products. They're literally all my makeup kit is with their stuff because they're such high performance and they are beautiful. I am the one that's against the trends. Remember, like you won't find in my makeup kit anything that is trending. I don't have it in my kit. Don't tell me what I need. I know what I need. So any kind of name that you know from like Sephora or Ulta, you won't find in my beauty kit. I work with top of the line products, but it's not what everybody else is using because I just don't like when people or the industry put any expectations on you. So okay, so let me do this raffle real quick. Where are we? Where are we? My God, this time flies so fast. Yes, by hashtag, enter the hashtag. I'm going to enter it right now for us. Uh, we said beauty, and let's go. Raffle, raffle, drawing the winner. Let's see who's going to win. Yael El Karat. Yay, congratulations, Yael. You are the winner of our wait, why can I take that off? I mean, I'm happy to see your name, but at the same time, I want to see me again. So you are the winner. Congratulations. Kris, I'll hook you up too because I know how we like beauty. So I got you. You'll get one of those too. Oh, Halo says I love their product. Me too. So yes, so thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for being part of this incredible conversation. I hope we can really all find our independence now, today, this weekend, forever, from this mind chatter of our self-sabotage, from beauty expectation of the outside, and just become independent of other people's opinion because their opinion is just theirs. I am going to give you again my free gift, which has a lot of beauty stuff on it. So if you want to, the PDF is great. Just scan the QR code real quick and you can get a bunch of beauty masks, natural beauty tips, exercises for the inner and outer beauty. So I really do think you can enjoy this. You can fill out the form and this will be right on your way. Thank you, as always, for being here with me. Thank you for my crew. I got my crew with me. Wait, where's the other one? There he is. Time flies. Time is emotion, energy in motion, and it's the one commodity that we can never get back. So I really, truly appreciate you for being here and giving me your time. You always come for the beauty, but I know you stay for the breakthrough. So until next time, thank you so much. I can't wait for the yes, and I'll see you guys soon enough. Enjoy the rest of your day. Many blessings. Bye.
Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got.